Welcome, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Secret Transmissions. I am Fulcrum. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. So today is a big day. We've got the new Mandalorian episode. We've got a lot to talk about. But I'd like to introduce, I know it's going to be trouble. I've got the Podwans here, and I'm looking forward to this kind of trouble. But let's bring them out. First one we've got, let's say hello to Luke. Wait, there you are.
That was me. We're already starting off perfectly. My mic was muted. What's going on, everybody? How's it going?
Awesome. And then, of course, we've got Hereth.
Yes, he did the same thing. Yes.
And you all have your own podcast. Like, okay, can I hear you now? Are you on?
No.
I forgot. I was muting my mic because I had to open a Snapchat to respond to
I thought I was the newbie. I thought I was the...
No, okay.
Yes.
So
Chaos
on my
to
mic,
ladder.
it's broken, so I had to physically reach into the mic
Love
to
it.
press it. So I forgot that I muted because I had to respond to somebody on a Snapchat, and I was like,
Oh.
"Oh yeah, I don't want to get this bleed into the podcast."
And, of course, let's bring out Charcharjay. Ba-boom. See,
I wanted to go with the. I wanted to go with the flow.
Sure.
This is already going great. Yeah. Thank you for making me feel better about myself. With my growing pains on starting a podcast. So
Well, not a problem, Nick. I mean, us doing this is typical Podwans. We have a tendency of derailing everything. So
I love it, though. I love a little bit of chaos. Some chaos is great. So before we get too far, of course, we've got a lot of wonderful people in the chat. Hey, Julie, Sarah, we got a Margot, Obi-Sean. We got Pat. Who else we got? Sawyer. Yeah, I got every single Podwan.
Yes,
I wanted chaos.
Luke, me, and
Yeah.
Hereth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Sounds
you
a
guys
lot better,
pointing.
buddy.
You're like that,
Sounds a lot better,
what
pal.
presentation do I need to point at? This one.
Yeah,
I love the
I had a
fact.
mic problem. I'm good now.
I love the fact that we all just simultaneously fucked up. Like big.
Well, no.
Ours is intentional.
You see, Luke. Luke, you didn't know. Hereth,
Mine was
you
very
didn't know. I was trying to do it on purpose.
Also, the
then
fact
I
that
had
you're
the
trying
wrong
to
mic set
whisper
up.
into the
But I
mic, you're
did lips, I just mouthed it.
No,
make
we
it seem
heard
like
you.
it
I
was me.
physically
Little
heard you
ASMR.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, welcome back to Fulcrum Transmissions. I'm your host, Luke. I am now taking over the podcast with ASMR. ASMR.
Okay.
All right.
Now we creeped everyone out. It's great.
God's my
Um,
listeners are like, I'm out.
Yeah. Nope.
So as you can see, yes, today's going to be chaos, but it's going to be
Yes.
wonderful chaos. Before we get too far, as far as where they can find you, Podwans. So Podwans, you have your own podcast. Talk a little bit about that, or when and where we can find you.
So we go live on our YouTube channel every Thursday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time to talk about. So it started off with the Clone Wars. We started doing arcs of the Clone Wars, and then we got through that, and we've started doing Rebels. Ironically, we're right in the middle of obviously the Mandalorian has started. I don't ask me how great I am at scheduling these things, but I am amazing myself.
Great, Luke.
Hey, by the way,
I'm the
like
greatest
for
scheduler
Kenobi,
of
we
all time,
started talking about
Todd.
Zygerian slave arc. We were hitting like the really deep Clone Wars episodes when Kenobi was coming out. I'm just a genius. Right?
Luke unintentionally and intertwined both Rebels and Mandalorian and
Yes.
Kenobi. It was, I don't know how he does it.
Also,
It's
Luke, you should-
unintentional.
magician.
He just does
I'm a
it.
magician.
Luke, you should technically thank me because originally you're doing Clone Wars episode by episode, and I said,
Oh,
"What the
that
hell
is-
are you doing?"
all right. I'll give a little. I'll throw you a bone. You
Yay.
a bone.
I deserve at least a
but-
bone for all I do.
But you.
I feel
can't
like
throw
I'm
me
just
a
kind of
bone.
like observing like Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka right now. Just
Which
going
one's
at
which?
it.
Which one's which though? Out of
I
the three of
mean,
us, that's the real question here. Come on.
I feel
I'm
like
obviously Obi-Wan.
I feel like Hereth is the Ahsoka, the one.
Yes. That is so true.
I kind of feel a little bit of I mean, Char, like you can sometimes have like Anakin vibes, but in a not
Sometimes.
the Clone Wars,
Not
Clone Wars
not
Anakin.
yeah,
Not prequels
not
Anakin,
slaughtering
Clone
children.
Wars.
I mean, if you
not-
said
not
Revenge of the
slaughtering
Sith, I mean, hey, better lay it back a little bit.
No, Clone Wars, the best of Anakin.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I mean, hey, we also love him at his worst. Okay, just saying. Okay.
Okay, don't flatter their egos. I'll bash them a little bit. It'll be great.
Hurt
No.
my
Oh
feelings,
my
Nick.
God.
Please.
Yeah, please.
If
Every
somebody doesn't
day.
cry, if somebody doesn't cry in this episode, have I really done my job?
No,
You know?
you haven't. You have not. That's absolutely right. But yeah, we have reactions. Obviously now Mando. They will be coming out Wednesday morning, afternoonish. I actually finished. Hereth got me the cut pretty quickly, so and that usually is pretty consistent thing. So and
work
then
schedule now, it's easy.
yeah. Bad Batch will be coming out Thursday mornings or afternoons. That's kind of how the release schedule is going to be from here on out. But yeah, we talk everything from Star Wars, Lord of the Rings to House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. But yeah, we just have a lot of things down the pipeline that don't necessarily have much to do with us three. But the future is great. The channel is growing, and that's kind of what we do.
That's awesome. And of course, yeah, I mean you're all on TikTok. So
Yeah.
what are your handles on TikTok?
Harris, go first.
Well, my handle on TikTok, funny enough, it's like I always found like it'd be funny with like all these like medias of like, oh, kids when they go on TikTok they put production as like their thing, and then here I am with just like Air Productions.
Problem is, once you commit to it for a while, you're
Nah,
And then
yeah.
the bit's there, and you just have to lean into
No,
it.
you have to live the bit. If anything, the Podwans are known for continuing bits.
I'm
Okay.
all about commit to the bit. I'm a theater kid, like Fulcrum,
you go.
Secret Transmissions. I mean, it's
There you
all
go.
the product.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about you, Luke? Where are you at?
Just the Podwans on all social medias. It's pretty easy. I mean, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. If you want to go check out the YouTube, subscribe to it. Nick's been on the couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Two episodes, I think. Right, Char?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah, usually Char has like the memory of a fucking elephant. So he remembers pretty much whatever
What's
episodes that they were
what's a
on.
memory of an elephant?
Also, that's
an
not
elephant never
entirely-
forgets.
Also, Luke, that's not entirely
But
true.
one thing is that you don't show up sometimes. So I mean, I'll take the I'll
Okay,
take
but you
the
know,
not
you
forgetting.
know what also never forgets? The forest. Okay.
See, yeah, you're definitely Obi-Wan and Anakin right here. This is
Yes.
this is
yeah.
pretty yeah. Ahsoka over there going like, ugh,
I'm gonna just, yeah, pretty
what am
much.
I-
We've
This
only
is
had
what-
like 15 derailments tops.
This is what happens. This is what happens when we don't have to structure ourselves.
Yeah.
And but no,
And
but Char.
We
Yeah,
will
go
have
ahead.
Chase at some point, by the way. Yeah. We will get Chase on here. Just so you know, everybody watching right now, we will not be talking the Bad Batch today's episode. That is the off limits chat because nobody's going to be able to watch both episodes easily. We will give you a spoiler warning when we start to talk about Mando. So if you haven't watched it at that point, you can tune out. But just to let you know, and if I did watch the Bad Batch just before, avoid the internet for this episode. I recommend. That's all I'm going to say there. All right, Char, where are you at?
Well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at, I'm so used to the mirrored camera, over here at Charcharjay. But you can mainly find me on TikTok where I post facts, lore, and Star Wars workout videos. And that's been my main outlet of content. Yeah, that's where I'm mainly at. But I'm also here at the Podwans. Well, not really here, but over there.
They know what
Thursday
you're
nights.
talking about. They know what they understand.
Sounds
Don't
very
worry.
like earthy. I'm not really here. I'm kind of there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this isn't Podwans. Over there's Podwans.
You got to have different setups for each thing. Yeah. So lately, your videos have been doing great.
Yeah, they have.
So you've been doing different character workouts.
I have, and I'm glad that they're getting a really good reception because it was just an idea that popped up because I was like, you know what, I have this outfit right here. Let's go to the gym and let's make something of it. And now we're here.
And of course, we've got everything from like Han Solo. You've got Palpatine, and what are some of the other characters you've done so far?
So I've done Obi-Wan, I've
Luke.
done Anakin, I've done Luke, I've done Palpatine, I've done Han, and then I posted it today was Kylo Ren.
And we've got that here for you.
Yeah, we actually do.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna pop this up. Do you want to give any say anything before I present the video?
Okay, so the Kylo Ren video, I don't know, because there's a few of our people in our community in here. I don't know if they've already seen it. I know Kenny and a few have seen it, but this is the first ever one that I made that has a crossover with another character. But I mean, that's all I gotta say. Just
it's like your own version of the Mandoverse. It's like,
I guess, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna try to play this. Hopefully I don't screw it up too much.
Kylo Ren's workout.
I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
Do you have something, a cowl or something you can put on?
Christ.
Kylo Ren was shredded.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Han Solo's workout.
Han Solo. Thank you.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, Char. It's
There
well
we go.
done. It's well done.
And
I
just
cannot
like
lie.
that, Nick's monetization is just gone.
I mean, you know, there it is. Hopefully, but of course,
Hey, if you get any copyright issues, I'll deal with it.
yeah, you talk straight to YouTube. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Of course, go to his TikTok and Instagram, and like everything, like watch it, like it, repost, all the things,
And share it too. That would really that'd be
share
nice
it,
too.
yeah.
And leave a comment as well, you know. Yeah.
And you know, like, you know, drop some money, you know, whatever it is that
Yeah,
will
bare
help.
minimum
Yeah.
$500,000. Okay.
Jesus.
Anything
I
less-
mean, that's bare
That's.
minimum.
I
That is bare
mean.
minimum.
I mean. You couldn't even. That's like pocket change. What the hell?
And no Republic credits, okay? Like,
Yeah. No.
No.
Republic credits aren't
No.
worth anything.
Also,
Yeah.
Char, I shared the video. I just shared it to you.
Ah.
oh,
That's
share it
the
to
share.
the owner of the video. Yeah.
There we go. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But no, I'm really happy with how those videos turn out, and I'm very proud of what I do for it because I feel like whenever I post, because there's been times where I've had to like go back and re-record it because I feel like it wasn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I just want it to be as best as possible, and I'm so happy that it's getting the love it deserves.
That's
So,
the hard thing with a lot of like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and everything else. The ones you put so much effort into, like get like 2
do
views,
shit.
Mhm.
Don't
and
do
then
shit.
you do something really stupid for like 2 seconds, and
And
then it blows up,
explodes.
and it's
Yeah.
so frustrating. So when you actually put effort into something and it goes bigger, that always feels good.
Yeah, and that's the
No.
great mystery of the TikTok algorithm. We'll never really understand how it works.
The world may never know.
I mean, I still do it though. I still put effort into them and
Oh,
put
yeah.
them out, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, absolutely. Like and here's my thing is that I've been meaning to
Yeah,
do.
grief. We got some.
Jesus. I've been meaning to do kind of get off a little bit of a different thing here. I've been meaning to do like a deep dive into Rings of Power for like Galadriel's character because a lot of people did not like her character development in the show, and I look at all the videos that I've done like that I've really put like my heart and soul into it, and it just doesn't seem appealing at all. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I guess that's the one thing about content creation is that sometimes you have to you can't always look at the views. You can't always look at the numbers. Sometimes you just got to do the content that makes you happy. And the chips will fall where they lie. You know what I mean? So, and just having to remind at least myself about that all the time. I think I caught myself looking at the Mandalorian reaction a little too much today. So, it's just having that awareness and just being like, hey, you're not in this to be a full-time content creator. Like, it would be nice if that ended up turning into something, but like, there's always this is a hobby first, and then something that could be turning into something bigger.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
And yes, Sarah, yes, we can put a price on entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Luke, yeah, I completely agree with what you're going with here, because there's been times where you can have a few videos that just blow up, and then you have one that does not stick the landing. But just that's the one tip about being a content creator is just do not be discouraged by the views.
No, yeah,
and
absolutely.
what's funny
Keep
is
going.
I had a video on YouTube shorts. Like, I posted it once and I accidentally posted it again a couple days later, and like one got barely any views, and the other one like had over 1,000. So like sometimes it's just
like hit or
not
miss.
even.
Yeah, that's
not even the
exactly what I
content.
did for my Han video. I posted it a day before, like the day when it was posted now. Yeah, exactly. 500,000. No more, no less. But what happened was it was the day of when TikTok was having their trivia thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think maybe that had something to do with the algorithm, because apparently everyone's videos were affected by it. So I took mine down and then posted it the next day, and then it started, climbing the steps more. So
can I just point out the irony that Char's video got affected by trivia? Is anyone going to just point that out?
ironic. Yeah, ironic.
The trivia man himself. Yeah.
That is and that's another thing with Podwans is that we'll be getting back into doing trivia.
Yes,
the trivia tournament will be back, and we might have some new faces.
No, we will.
Well, like, how many new faces will we have?
So we'll have 16 competitors. We'll have 10 people returning.
Okay, and then we have 6 newbies
tournaments, and then we'll have 6 brand new competitors that will give everyone else a run for their money. Or
it's gonna be fun. I'm really we're really gonna probably bump up the quality and production value of it. So that's kind of something that a little tease of something that we might have down the road.
Speaking of things to come, so there's been a lot of things in the news this week with TikTok possibly being in trouble. Things going through loops. So if you go and subscribe to all our YouTube channels, that would be fantastic. Yeah. Subscribe here, like this video, and of course, go to the Podwans and do that, because we're
do your duty for your content creator.
Exactly. As you should. But yeah, it'll really, because we're all trying to grow our YouTube stuff, which is hard to kind of transition from TikTok to YouTube.
Oh wow! I mean, it's like Star Wars, because for a while there, like, we would post Star Wars stuff, and it wouldn't do jack shit. And then I brought up the idea to these two, and I was like, "What? Hear me out.
About branching out.
Let's branch out. Let's do House of the Dragon. Let's do reactions to these things." And I feel like it's skyrocketed after House of the Dragon and Rings of Power. And
those were hot buttons,
yeah. And then you go and you watch Andor, and it doesn't. It struggles to get
crickets
any traction.
on the internet.
Yeah, it was so weird because I feel like it was such a great show.
Yeah.
That it should have had more buzz about it. You know what I mean? And it's just it never caught traction for some reason.
But now, in hindsight, people are saying that because right when you were starting to watch the show, not too many people were interested into a character like Cassian Andor, who did not get much coverage, who had very little appearance. But now, after watching the show, now he's, way up there with the top characters. So from before, there was no buzz because I don't think there was much excitement about it as compared to shows like Obi-Wan or Book of Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
But now that show is like the top tier of Star Wars TV. Like,
that's
funny how that works.
Yeah, and John has an interesting point though, and that's pretty much what YouTube is. Want views, trash something. That's exactly what the people that we are trying to combat do, because just like everything in like in our reality and in the world, bad news sells.
Yeah.
Negativity sells more than positivity.
Well, not even
And-
just bad news sells. It's the fact that like people will literally just throw themselves away for views, even if like they
Oh, yeah.
believe the complete other way. They'll throw themselves away for
Yeah,
that.
because they
for
want that paycheck.
They want that ad monetization.
Yeah.
And a lot of us on the TikTok like trying to create that positive, inclusive, say, space, and trying to bring that over on YouTube, because YouTube is kind of in Star Wars world is known for that gatekeeping.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And trying to combat that on here is the hard thing. That's why like growth is not always the easiest, but we're still trying we're all trying to still foster together that kind of safe, inclusive environment.
No, yeah, absolutely. But it's we're trying. We're slowly but surely we're getting there, and eventually I think it will turn around. It just takes time, just like anything else.
Yeah, it just takes. I mean, it took time on TikTok to kind of foster that community. So
yeah,
do the same thing here, and it's nice that everybody's podcasts are so supportive of each other on here. That
Oh yeah,
we can just jump on
absolutely.
each other's thing. It's great.
No, yeah.
And that's the one thing about content creating too. It's not just about putting out content and getting followers. It's about networking with the other creators, and building a community. Because community is the most important thing you can have online with people.
Absolutely.
It's just growing and talking to other people and getting with other people. Because I mean, for example, Luke and Nick at Celebration.
Yeah, I mean, our relationship,
Celebration. Let's go for it. Celebration.
Yeah, Celebration.
Yeah, if it weren't for this guy,
no, yeah, absolutely.
it would have been a whole different experience for him at Celebration.
It would have been a better experience, hopefully, for me, because I wouldn't have to scramble on that day like I did.
Yeah, but it was worth it. At least I think it was worth it.
So, speaking of Celebration, by the way, how many? Who's all going to Celebration in London?
Just me and Hereth.
Nice.
I will not be, unfortunately.
Yeah, Char won't be, but you'll catch him in 2025 wherever it's at.
Hopefully, back in the U.S., we'll find out.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
It's probably gonna be Central
Florida. So what the talk of that is the Obi-Wan Kenobi official red carpet premiere.
Yes.
That they surprised us at with Celebration. I've got John and Julie, two friends that were with me there. It was a crazy weekend. Like they basically stored up everything for like a few years and threw it at us in one celebration.
Yeah, because they were gonna have it in 2020, and then it got canceled obviously due to COVID, and then in 2021 it was kind of like it's not getting any better, so now we got to delay it again. So, or was it originally 2021?
It was 2020.
Yeah, it was 2020.
Yeah, 2020. I had tickets to that one.
Okay.
But I think our celebration originally went every other year. I think we're just getting back to that now.
Yeah, and which helps me and like everybody else that is going to London, like, and everybody that's not going to London as well. It helps them save up for that next big trip. If it is in Florida, which I don't know if it's gonna happen in Florida anymore. I think
it'll be in Orlando, maybe.
I don't think so. I think it could be Chicago.
Hey, come on over.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Chicago, and hell, I wouldn't mind Anaheim again. To be honest with you.
No, I wouldn't mind that too, because it's down the street from me. That'd be great.
Yeah,
or go to a different.
Nice, but...
Well, what if they do the 20th anniversary of like what? Okay, so Star Wars Celebration, first con. Nick, here's some trivia.
Yeah.
Does anybody know where the first Star Wars Celebration was and when it was?
I've heard this, but I don't remember.
Hereth?
Colorado.
What year?
99.
Yeah, 99.
Where in Colorado?
In Denver, Colorado.
You said it for him.
I would have said Denver,
but it was in Denver, Colorado. So if they would have done
it was in like Fort Lupton.
They should have done.
Ooh.
That's not even a place. Shut up.
I think it is.
No way. Anyway, I think it would have been a good opportunity to have 19 in Denver, where it all started. I think eventually they could do Denver. Denver is starting to become a little bit more of a hot spot, for tourism and stuff like that. But I mean, you can't really beat. I mean, I'm surprised that it's never been to New York City.
That's hard as far as I know. New York Comic Con has that there, but New York City is not an easy location.
Yeah.
To hold something, especially I hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta have
Chicago,
some
it's
good
pretty easy.
organization for it. Yeah.
Yeah, Chicago, where the convention center is in West
That's
McCormick.
McCormick. Yeah,
It's
McCormick.
it's right by the harbor. It's right by the pier. So it's like there's no like crazy traffic around the area. I mean, when I went in 2019, I just went right through. It was no big deal at all. Just
Which is
Lakeshore
the-
Drive and
Which is the
But-
complete opposite in Seattle. It's like, let's just build it on top of a major highway. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I know every U.S. person when it was announced that it was going to be London for this year, everybody's like, "Oh no, my
Oh,
pocketbook."
Luke, do you want to tell the story about that one? That one was hilarious.
Sometimes you just gotta take the leap of faith, even though you might not financially recover from it. I don't think I was. Well, I was planning on going to. I didn't know if I was gonna go, and then Alanis talked me into doing it, and here we are. We're a month away, and I am just not even close to being recovered from that. But it was,
I'm so close to being recovered. Give me one more
yeah,
week, baby.
it's interesting.
I have to
Give me
start
one
thinking about
more
my-
week, and you'll just be
Yeah.
right back where you were.
Yeah,
Something else will come
$2,000
out.
in credit card debt. Just
Yeah,
We'll take
but-
care of that later.
yeah,
As
exactly.
soon as they announce Mark Hamill like photo ops, then suddenly I'm
Oh,
back
no.
back in the hole.
Yeah, then you'll be in debt.
Yeah, there goes Nick's.
That's
financial
yeah,
situation.
right there.
He's
That's-
gonna have to
that's what I'm
dance
waiting
his
for.
ass off for all that money.
I will. Don't worry. I will certainly do that.
Yeah, actually, Nick, you actually are a really good dancer. I've seen your videos. You're very good at choreography.
Yeah, I've been so I've got some of my friends dancer friends in this chat who are also good Star Wars nerds. So I've been a dance professional in the swing dance like Lindy Hop Balboa world. I think I can I'll talk myself up a little bit here because there's less dancers, but I'm in my world. I've been like one of the top professionals for a while.
So what's that in Star Wars terms?
As far as it would be I'd like Anakin Obi-Wan type of like I don't know how to like I don't know if you in creative world what you would say with that. But I'm definitely like I'm always like placing or winning in contests. Teaching around the world. And
That's crazy.
It's
That's
weird to
awesome.
talk about yourself, but yes, if a friend can type in about if I'm good or not or what status I am, that'll help because it's feigning modesty right now, I guess, but it's just weird to talk about yourself. But yeah. I'm up there in dance world, but it takes a lot
so in terms
work
of like the
constantly.
Jedi Council or like the Jedi Order,
I would be on the
what-
council.
Are you Mace
what
Windu?
Jedi would you be in terms of like that dance hierarchy?
I'm starting to turn into Yoda now, actually. But
Do you dance like him how he fights?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I've got a lot of energy to me. I'm smoother though. I'm very like kind of smooth in a lot of my movements. So
Yeah.
God, what council? Yeah, I mean, I guess I would be as far as style, it would be a little bit closer to Obi-Wan as far as technique. I do kind of taunt people sometimes.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's been great. But of course, the pandemic just completely like shut that down. So trying to grow it back.
Yeah. I mean, you have to
but,
think about it too. The pandemic is actually one of like it was a bad thing, but it was also one of the best things to happen in some perspectives.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, think about like Star Wars TikTok during like when COVID hit.
That's
like
where I started.
we all just flooded in. It was crazy how big we got during when COVID started.
Oh no,
And-
I got this. Yes, I could.
For-
Thankfully, the funny thing is, in Star Wars world, that jazz is a big part of part of the movie. So the
You mean
original...
you mean jizz?
No, Luke, no, don't say.
Jizz. Yeah, galactic jizz
Yeah.
with your clue horns and your. Yeah.
So
What
the
horn?
original trilogy, George Lucas wanted to go through the jazz eras, which each film. So like you got A New Hope with kind of more 1920s, almost kind of early 30s with jazz to that, and you can hear it progress throughout like Empire Strikes Back, and then you got like weird 80s jazz for Return of the Jedi. So there's a lot of like kind of jazz things that I could do.
Yeah, with Lapty Neck. Yeah.
So and then of course with the other movies, they get kind of styles kind of divert as far as eras with jazz, but but yes, I could do choreography to Seagulls and most of that.
See, Nick, this is what I want you to do. I need you to teach Hereth how to dance.
Why me specifically? Why me?
Hereth, what I want you to do right now is get up out of your seat.
I'm not
back up a little bit and give us a beautiful grande.
I love this.
I
love
this.
this.
Grande.
That is
Okay.
a Luke. That sounds like a Luke move, honestly.
It's not that
We need a
hard.
big jump.
I'm probably the best dancer out of us three.
Oh,
Oh, is
arguably.
that right?
Yeah,
That's not
absolutely.
what karaoke had to say.
Well, I wasn't dancing at karaoke.
I was hitting the Macarena like
I wasn't
a
even
champ.
at karaoke.
Yeah, that's the Macarena. A baby can do the Macarena.
Well, you couldn't do it.
I feel like I'm like the I forgot
Well-
the-
I'm kidding. You could.
It's not.
it's like oh,
I'm doing it.
yeah.
You can make the noises, but you're doing it right now, just so you know.
The typical,
it's on the internet.
Podwans idiocy. Back at it again.
I just love how Char, you're like
Back
"Here,
at
get
it
out of your
again
seat."
with the jokes.
But at the August Cantina, Galaxy's Edge, we've definitely like done some like Lindy Hop and Charleston stuff, and
Oh no shit! That's awesome.
disturbed
That's cool.
everybody.
That's
You know,
awesome.
because we're doing that in front of like DJ Rex.
So Nick, did you do like all different varieties of dance? Did you do like tap, contemporary?
The swing dances from the 1940s are kind of my main thing. I've dabbled in a lot of things, you know, tap and other dances, but like Lindy Hop, Balboa, Collegiate Shag, some of those names won't mean anything. Charleston, all of those kind of dances are what I specialize in.
Okay.
So everything in my life is a long, long time ago.
Yeah. So Nick, when the time
This
comes,
Star Wars, Tolkien, yeah.
when the time comes when Luke and Atlantis get married, you might have to, go through the motions with.
You
their,
don't have to. No, because
If you want flair, you go to this guy.
First of all, I can't afford him. I can't afford him. I already know this. I can't afford him.
I mean, it's tough being a broke dancer. It's a hard life. I actually with Sarah, we're talking about doing a mashup of a dance thing, a mashup cosplay with a dance thing and Star Wars for hopefully Celebration. We'll find out.
Oh, okay.
But it maybe I kind of want to do some choreography for it too. So I don't know if that'll be weird to like just break out into a dance at
That would be
Celebration.
interesting as hell. Actually,
I love how we're making jokes about how Nick's gonna get back on the hole because of Mark Hamill. I think that's just gonna get him back on the hole because he has like 36 days to be like, oh, how do I just make this? What do I do?
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's yeah. I'm kind of a commit to the bit person, so I'll probably want to create some like choreo, like do like a mashup of that music and like some Star Wars music.
That'll be fun. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I like it.
See, exactly. Thank you, Sarah. The Macarena. It's so easy. A baby could do it.
Well, Luke, you're a baby.
See,
That's right.
Anakin
All it as
Obi-Wan.
it is.
Yeah, you look like a baby. Babies have beards, right?
No, they do not,
Yeah. Oh.
and they don't look as handsome as I do.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh,
unless you were born like a dwarf in Tolkien
Yeah.
times, or like
Yeah.
a
Or Benjamin
Wookiee or an
Button.
Ewok. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
There's options.
Whatever shakes your drink.
Wait. Hey, Luke, you want to tell me how you shake your drink? Come on, show us the
it's
movement of how you
it's
shake your drink. Come on,
Well, it's like it's
Just
it's
a
like- it's
visual.
like- hold on.
come on.
It's like if you're drinking a mixed drink, you just do that. There you go.
That's not a shake. That's just
what you do
a
with
side
wine.
movement.
No,
you do that with wine.
There.
No.
Oh, I'm
That's
not
not a
actually
shake, that's
gonna
a
do
rattle.
it.
That is
No,
a
Okay,
rattle.
rattle. Whatever. Rattle your cage. Whatever.
Shake the drink. You gotta like. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do it in front of me,
exactly.
but it's yeah.
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
not
do
in
it in
charge
front
of
of
the
you.
drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
Trick or not.
You are not in charge of the drinks at celebration.
Hell no. I'll be the one throwing back the drinks. Let's be real on that one.
So,
I'll have the
did you
camera
ever
ready.
see the movie Uncharted with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg?
Mhm.
Yes.
Because Tom Holland was a bartender and he was doing all those tricks and everything. Luke would just break everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He would have a bottle of Jose Cuervo and just go, "Whoa! Oh, I'm sorry, Choco, hit you in the head. I apologize."
Oh, shit, I'm so sorry.
No, I just imagine you throw the drink behind you, it just shatters on the wall and falls.
Oh
on the
yeah.
floor.
Oh man, my aim today is not very good. But anyway.
I mean, I just
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Yeah, with Sarah, the whole cosplay thing. Sarah's the one that actually. Yeah, that's our deal. I'm thinking of bringing Rex though. Like that's gonna be quite the.
Ooh.
There's
Interesting.
so much. to
Are you gonna
bring.
are you going to ship it?
That's
where you're
what I have
carrying?
to kind of investigate.
Get with Chris.
I was
Yeah,
about to
'cause
say
he's
that. as
shipping
a
out his
joke.
Vader
He's
outfit.
shipping out Vader. He's shipping
Okay.
out Vader.
Yeah,
so
I'll text Chris.
get with Chris.
But yeah, that's a lot. And of course, like I'm gonna be out there. We're gonna do like this whole like so Birmingham is where Tolkien grew up and
Yep.
where all the Lord of the Rings like. So we're gonna do see some of those things afterwards.
Oh hell yeah.
Kind of do it. Yeah, full nerd trip. Go
No,
all
yeah,
out.
absolutely. I tried to talk Alanis into going to Oxford
Oh,
for Tolkien stuff, and it's like a 3-hour.
I tried to
3-hour.
talk Luke into something else, but he wouldn't go for it.
No, I'm not gonna go to Ireland, man.
Gotta see
Ireland's
Game of
gorgeous, though.
Thrones.
Ireland, I'm sure, but like if I'm gonna go to Ireland, I'm gonna spend all my time in Ireland. I'm not like,
Oh, yeah, makes
you know what I
sense.
You
mean?
can go to Octu.
Yeah, you go to Oct.
I saw it from a distance.
Michael
didn't get to
Skelly
go
Island,
to
you
there,
can't
but,
you can't
yeah.
literally go there because it's like a national park. Like you can't. It's like
You can
against
see
the
it
law.
from a distance. That's
yes, yeah, you
I
can't
can-
actually
Luke.
go there.
I got one word for you. Swim.
Why would I swim?
Because puffins. That's right.
I don't know. I just saw him do the Macarena. I don't know if I'd tell him to like go swim out to Octo.
I mean, I would swim, but then I would eventually die because I'd get too tired and I'm out of shape.
Yeah,
So-
but you can floaties, like put like little floaties on, you know. and
Oh,
you'll be
yeah?
fine.
That's
Yeah.
true. Give me a
Yeah.
life. Do I get a life jacket? If I get a
Yeah.
life jacket, I'm making it.
There you go.
It's
Yeah.
okay. If you end up drowning, Marin will just come down and save you anyway. So
Oh, you can go only in the summer. Interesting.
Yeah.
I thought it was that you couldn't go at all.
Yeah, no, it's just seasonal, but then it also books up like way in advance.
Oh, yeah.
I tried and yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, I tried and I had to plan that way far.
Yeah.
I was too slow on that. All right, Star Wars talk.
Yeah. See, we're 41 minutes into
Oh, yeah.
this thing. We have
I
talked
know.
about
I knew this would be
everything on here.
chaos. So just initial thoughts on this season, not talking about today. Today's off limits for Bad Batch. Initial impressions on how this season's going.
Do you want the truth?
I can handle the truth.
I think for the majority of us,
Don't
speaking
speak for all of
us
us, Luke.
but like not all of us, but like it hasn't been hitting like the strides that like we're used to, I think. And I mean Char and I have kind of said that it's been hit or miss with Bad Batch this season. And maybe this
Yeah.
episode that came out today, maybe that'll turn things around.
yeah, from
We
what
don't know.
I've heard, because before I went to go film Kylo Ren's workout yesterday, I popped into Esther Garcia's live, and she
Yeah.
got the
Screeners.
yeah, she got it, and she was saying that like this episode's gonna be crazy. It's
Yeah.
it won't disappoint. But I've had a lot of different thoughts about this season so far, because I was telling Luke, we're about to hit episode 11.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're,
episode
we're
11.
more than halfway.
And
today's
We're
11.
more than
I
halfway.
out
haven't
of
seen what
16.
today's episode's gonna be, but Crosshair's only been in one episode.
Yeah, I think they're holding off on
That's been like
Crosshair.
that's been like my one disappointing thing about the show. But
Yes,
we're not done
That's
yet.
exactly right.
My
That's
optimism
exactly
has
right.
not dropped.
No, yeah.
But as far as I know, like the past 2 episodes where they got stranded and they were going to find the Ipsium and everything, I was like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's fair. But like Hereth, what? Like
I mean,
your
we're
thoughts are
slightly-
different than us.
I mean,
I have different
not
thoughts
that
myself.
much. I mean, I'm slightly biased to last week's episode because of a certain Disney Plus group watch glitch.
Okay, first of all-
that's not the
first
reason
of
why
all-
you
first of
like it.
all,
That's
that-
so
We're
Nick,
having to watch the same
so-
scene 30 times
so let's
in
explain
a
what
row.
happened. So
It may
Nick,
affect my change.
so
God.
yesterday for the Mando 3 watch along, we
Yeah.
didn't use the Disney Plus group watch because
because
Okay.
it's been
the week
garbage.
prior, we were using it to watch the Bad Batch episode. You know, when we meet Benny and Mako. You know, the guy.
Yeah.
I kid you not. We got to the scene where Mako falls off the ledge and hooks on and then falls off.
Hey,
About
nobody's
maybe
blaming
25
you, Sawyer.
times.
Sawyer,
About
nobody's
25
blaming you.
times. We kept on rewatching him fall.
It was
And it was
It was-
none of our faults. It just
it was-
kept on doing it.
it was quite the predicament though.
myself.
I'll take you myself. Oh! And like mine would play perfectly through. Like I didn't have to stop. It was just the other 3. So I'm
And
sitting
then it would
here
buffer and it would
going-
go back
going-
like 20
it would
seconds.
go back. It would go back to the original spot where they were, and then it's like we could never pass it. So then we just ended up being like, all right, there and like
The
and
Luke,
get out
that
of the
needs
group
to
watch.
be its own video inside of itself. The amount
Yeah.
of jokes we made as it was looping.
Yeah,
It was so
It was quite
irritating,
humorous.
but so
Maybe that'll-
funny.
Maybe that'll be on the Patreon when we hit 5,000 subscribers.
And then when that kept on happening, me and Hereth were just like, "Oh yeah, are you gonna expect a different outcome now?" Like it's,
Yeah.
It's like
I've
the
seen
people
it
that
so
watch
many
Revenge of the
times.
Sith.
It's like rewatching a movie and expecting a different outcome, but it's still the same.
same.
See, now, but if you post that and that goes big, then you're gonna have to like recreate that same thing over and over
No,
again. Your
no.
life is gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
but you're
exactly.
gonna get the views. You know.
No, Jesus, I would rather punch myself.
I
in the
wonder how
face
the
than have
editing would
that
look on
happen
that
again.
video.
I mean, that
Oh.
could also get a lot of views, Luke.
Yeah, that's true. I have I've been told I have a very punchable face. Apparently, I don't know what the deal with that is, but
Hey, I didn't say it.
That's okay. I get all the hair jokes.
that's fair.
yeah.
You know, hey, not everybody can pull off bald, but you can.
I was worried about it when I first like committed to that. I'm like, oh, what is my head shape gonna look like?
commit to it.
So I started to like cut my hair shorter and shorter as time went on. Like at first I went through that denial phase of like what can I do to like counteract this? Like will Rogaine and stuff like that work? And then eventually it's like, nope, I just got to accept this.
Yeah.
Shorter and shorter. And when I finally shaved it off, then people started to tell me that I looked better without hair. And I'm like, really? This whole time? Did you not like
You could have
the
helped
hair?
me when I was having my hair crisis.
But when I
Yeah.
finally committed to it, and now like on online, I get any person that's bald that they can think of, that's who they relate me to.
Oh yeah.
So like at
well,
first I got
mean,
like
it
Boba Fett
fits
and the
right-
clones.
and it fits with Rex for sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
Rex is
it
not
works-
the bad
works great for Rex.
comparison at all.
No, yeah, no.
I'll take that. There's some comparisons. I don't
Lobot.
It could get so much
Low-
worse.
I could do
Lobot,
Lobot.
Lobot.
The
Put the headphones
terrible.
backwards.
There we go. Hold
on.
Oh my god!
Celebration
Oh
cosplay win.
My god! You gotta
Okay,
be
someone do
shitting
the
me.
Lando thing. Just beep,
Somebody
beep.
please clip this. Somebody please clip this. Oh my god, this is perfect. I love this.
This is magical.
Oh my god, and he doesn't talk though, and that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't have to say
Right
anything.
there, you don't have to do anything.
That's too funny.
People try to talk to me, I just stare at them, and then just like put it.
That has
then
to
when-
be
and then
the
when
last
Chris
day
is-
celebration.
Yeah, and then when Chris is Cloud City Lando, you just walk up and you just like hang out with Chris the entire day, not say a damn word. That's
I do
awesome.
actually have a Picard outfit. I'm only a
Oh.
couple years off from like the Picard season 1 age. I think he was like 47, so I'm like 4 years away from that. So I can
Damn,
pull.
you're
I can pull
aging
out Picard.
yourself.
I
I've
mean,
never watched anything Star
yeah.
Trek.
You could or couldn't.
I've never watched anything Star Trek.
I dabbled, and then I was like, "Yeah, Star Wars is a superior show movie, so I'm not gonna touch that with 10-foot pole."
I only watched the
I
J.J.
like a
Abrams
lot of
ones.
nerds. What's that?
I watched the J.J. Abrams ones.
You do
Also,
like?
like Into Darkness.
Into Darkness and the 2009. I haven't watched the third one though.
That's a funny thing. I know which ones JJ directed, but I've never seen them.
I
mean-
just can't. I can't do it.
I mean, one of my
can't
favorite
do it.
trilogies from back in the 80s is still like Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock,
Khan,
and Voyage
yeah.
Home.
Nah.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just
it's like
the-
as a kid, yeah.
it's a thing. It's a thing like when Star Wars and Star Trek get pitted against each other. You know what I mean? Like
Now it doesn't feel
overall-
like a contest at all.
no,
Not anymore. I mean, some of
No.
the shows, like I keep trying with Picard, but like, what are you
You
doing?
just you just keep running into a wall. It's like
Yeah.
I can't get through this one part but yeah, it is what it is. I just
So
never looked
going
at it.
back to Bad Batch, I knew I couldn't like script today too much.
Fuck no, you can't.
No.
Not with us.
So my impressions of Bad Batch is I actually like this season a bit better. I know for me, season one, like the bookends were great, and then the middle kind of floated a
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
So they were good episodes, but it didn't capture me. Like they just kind of like floated along. And then this one, even though it's a little like bouncing off the walls as far as back and forth of what they're telling, there's still like character development. You see a lot with Tech and Omega, that kind of relationship. And then of course with the clones, you see that some of those reveals happen, which I thought was phenomenal as far as like storytelling, simple but very effective, and the fact that we're actually getting some of these explanations. I think this second half, this last half of the season, I should say, will really like create more of a focus.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
Sure it will, and that's just kind of what I'm
T.
waiting
Riley
for.
Baker has kind of teased some big things.
I mean, Luke, you-
Mount Tantus.
I mean, we got that at the
Thrawn.
we got
I
that at
mean-
the end of the first season. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like the fact that Bad Batch season 2 ends and there's the 6th episode or 7th episode that they intertwine, like, and it's called The Mountain. I'm pretty sure it's called the episode title is called The Mountain or something like that.
for what? Which
For one of the finale episodes
yeah.
of Bad Batch, it's called The Mountain or something. So like,
it's
Well,
the mountain.
that's
and
the mountain will show up in Game of Thrones.
It's something 99.
no. Was it? I
It
thought
was
that was.
something that. Was it Clone Force 99? Is the last episode?
I don't know. That sounds ominous.
episode names.
It sounds
But-
ominous, and it sounds like the Bad Batch is gonna die there. So that's really depressing.
Also,
Yeah, Luke, take the title with a grain of salt. All you're gonna see is Gregor Clegane on top of a mountain drinking a pint
Why
of ale.
would-
That's all you're gonna
Why?
see.
I mean, that would be a pretty good episode.
I would enjoy the hell out of that.
That man
Yeah.
is so intimidating. Can you imagine him playing something in Star Wars? Like he'd be perfect Wookiee, honestly.
I mean, he's 6'9", 400 pounds. So make of it what you will.
Yeah, but like Wookiees are that big.
You can play live action Dirge.
Holy
Wait a
Wow.
damn minute.
That's a good one. Now that I think about that, that's a good one. Oh, man.
But
Hey, I even surprise myself sometimes.
I gotta say what I was gonna
Bad
originally say. I said this to Luke as a joke. I was like, "Do I tweet this out? Do I not tweet this out?"
Oh, it's great.
And
It's
I made the
hilarious. It's so
comparison.
funny.
That the Bad Batch is just a D&D game where Hunter and Crosshair are just both busy.
Yeah.
Because Crosshair hasn't been in since one episode, so he was just like, "My schedule's getting busy, man. Just write me out of the story. You'll just get me back when my schedule frees up." And then Hunter, he's like, "Just makes me an NPC." And then Tech and Echo are like, "I guess we'll just take center stage."
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
Hunter the whole season is just kind of like gives his look. And
Oh,
go, like, okay,
Sean, what if Thor Bjornsson was live action Wrecker?
Oh,
That would fit
Mm.
perfectly.
No.
Mm,
No. I'm not. No. Dirge.
We're-
Now you've got me sold on Dirge now.
But like Wrecker, like he has like the body type for him.
Yeah, but like,
I'm sure
the
Lucasfilm is
whole-
listening right now, so they're
No,
taking
they-
notes.
If they're listening to us, then they're not doing something right.
also, I still love the joke we made on Podwans of like when someone was like, "Oh, Swagman," I was like, I'm like 20 years old and I don't even know what the hell that means.
Swagman, bro, you didn't understand what Swagman meant, man. You.
I thought it was like
I'm
the
a ge-
username
I'm-
of the social media like
I am
owner.
I'm a geriatric millennial, and I got that quicker than you Gen Zer.
See, this is why I'm the Yoda, because I'm the.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's a pretty good Yoda.
Some practice over the years.
Contain
Oh,
these idiots, I must.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
no.
pretty- yeah,
Char,
nice.
you're gonna make flashbacks to those
Jesus
YouTube videos.
Christ.
No.
At least it's not. At
Think
least
again.
At least it's not Godfrey. At least it's not Godfrey.
Oh no. I know, Nick. Have you heard Godfrey?
Have you heard Godfrey?
Char, please
Nah,
Gilbert Godfrey.
Char, back
Me.
the
I
mic
know
up.
Gilbert Godfrey, but not your.
No.
Gilbert
So Char,
Back the
one
mic.
time. So he was doing the during the Clone Wars. They had the reading, like Tom Kane would read off like the synopsis,
Yeah.
and Char did it once. And no, not
It was
once.
it was
but
for Zygeria as when it first started.
yes,
Okay.
and he did it the whole thing as Gilbert Godfrey. And
that
like,
can be grating.
That
can be-
from
yeah.
that moment on, we heckled him so much that he did the rest of the series in Gilbert Godfrey.
Well, like you would heckle him and like you got to do Gilbert Godfrey, but I would heckle
Do
him
it.
the way of like the impression is shit.
Yeah, exactly. What a time to be alive. I miss
Yeah.
those days.
We'll just have to wait till like 2025 for Bad Batch episode 1, where there actually is a plot summary. So
Hey,
No,
Char, please
it'll
give the viewers what they want.
Or it'll be in 24 because Resistance isn't that long. So
I feel like
it'll be in
wait,
24.
obviously I can't play it because copyrighted audio, but like the one that Ven sent us would be
Oh
perfect.
my god, yes. Absolutely. But
People are pushing this now.
Peer
Oh
pressure,
my
peer
God.
pressure.
Do it. Do it. Dance.
okay, well,
Get
if I do
together.
this, I need a plot summary. Luke, name an episode of Clone Wars, and I will read the plot summary. You can't say Siege of Mandalore because it doesn't have a plot summary.
D Squad.
Oh my god, yes. That's a long one. I'm pretty sure it's a long one
Screw
too.
you, Hereth.
No, I'm going with that one. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah, you want more bang
Strap
for your
yourselves
buck.
in,
I
everyone.
got it.
All right.
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
gonna picture Aladdin right now when you're doing this.
Also, I'm gonna say this. I had to say this a
just
lot during the
warning.
Podwans episode. Audio
Nope.
warning, people.
Yeah, audio
Turn
warning.
your audio.
Turn it
Yo,
down for a
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Wait, hold on.
All right,
I'm
hold
ready.
on,
Yeah.
I gotta. Wait, what?
Lobot. Oh god.
We'll see
it's
how
gonna
long
be
he
great.
stays with a straight face.
All right. Right.
Which one though? It's an arc.
The second episode. The one where they get lost. The fact that he's going with the bit. I like it.
Oh no, hold on. My computer's being stupid. Hold on. The Void, Star Wars.
Well, hurry up, man. We don't have all this time. We got Lobot over here and he's like computing.
I'm sorry, Lobot. Hey,
He's
hey,
plugged
I'm
in.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's computing. Yeah, I hope you feel like a jerk right now.
You're a jerk.
Anyway.
A sunny day in the void. That's what it is. That is okay. Here we go.
Oh man, you're
All right.
cutting out.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Am I
And
good?
go.
Okay. All right. You better brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh Jesus, here we go.
All right. Secret weapons. The Jedi Council deploys a squad of droids on a desperate mission aboard a separatist cruiser. Under the guidance of Colonel Meeber Gascon, the droids succeed in stealing a crucial encryption module. Now the Colonel and his droid squad must return the module to the Jedi Temple to crack a separatist code detailing an impending terror plot against the Republic.
There you go.
Char, you know what's reminding me of? I shouldn't bring this up, but I remember the Snapchat
Lobot,
of someone
Lobot.
filming you doing
Lobot.
it
What was the?
from your bed, and it's the funniest point of view
Oh
ever.
my god, yes, it is so funny. Oh my god, it's so
Just
great.
because, like, if you go
Oh,
like,
yeah,
out
that
of
person
context
filming
of
it,
this
yeah.
podcast and you just film it and be like, "This is so weird."
Yeah, that's yeah, that's
Did
great.
he not need to? Yeah. After that, I had to take like a good 20 seconds to just breathe.
Well, that's Char's Godfrey.
Yeah.
He doesn't do it anymore, and you can obviously tell that he doesn't do it.
I've been out of practice for a while, so it's kind of like I need a good like.
Yeah,
Car just
I
came
think
out of
another way we're-
retirement.
I need like a
Another way with
2-minute
Rex.
rebuff. So,
Yeah.
all right.
But anyway,
All
I
right.
gave it my all.
Mando.
Let's dive in. So this is your spoiler warning for all those that have not seen Mando yet. You can always come back and watch this, but spoiler warning. This is it. There you go. All right, Mando. Initial impressions, first reactions, how we feeling?
Holy shit.
Incredible.
Amazing setup.
They gave us so much setup in this. There were so many directions things are gonna go.
Yeah, absolutely. It was where to start?
It
the
accomplished
first part
so
of
much too.
yeah,
Like,
in
it
38
did.
minutes.
there was no time
It
wasted.
was a short episode. Yeah.
They didn't waste any time telling the audience oh yeah, this is where Cara Dune is. Yeah, bye-bye.
That was the
she
easiest
got
explanation
promoted.
ever.
She's out of
Yeah.
here.
I love how that was one of the most hilarious reaction moments, is because we
Yes.
all started memeing on that scene.
Yeah. It was
It's
so funny because
perfect.
we were all curious, was oh, is she gonna get
Yeah.
recasted or what's gonna happen with her character? But I love how they shelved her in a way. Because just to give them time to figure out what they're gonna do in the character in the future. But as of right now, it was brilliant. I think that the way they handled that. But I think they accomplished so much because during our reaction, Luke and all of us thought it was maybe it was Luke. I don't know because which one of us thought it was a flashback?
I
When
think
the
we
scene on
all
the beach.
did. I think we all. I think
Oh,
at
you're
one
talking about the
point in
beginning with the
time.
Creed.
Yeah.
I was wondering if it was a flashback too.
When
I
the
wasn't sure.
initiation.
When they were
Yeah,
making the helmet, I'm is this Din's helmet? But then no.
Yeah, we all thought maybe it was a flashback, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you see the N1, we're like, oh, never mind.
That's when I knew too. Because all these characters, they could have been around for a while. I mean, the Vizslas go way back, and of course the armor has been around.
Yeah, and it's also just the armor. It didn't have to be the exact character.
Yeah,
it could have been a younger version of them. No idea.
And it was so interesting to dive in first to seeing the Mandalorian Creed happening, because we hear all about it, but we start off with lore, and I loved seeing that, and of course it got disrupted in true Mandalorian fashion.
Oh, of course. And then I love the fact that there was an ambush by that alligator turtle, and then I just love how, because Mando's on missions. We have Grief dealing with what he has over on Navarro. We have what Bo-Katan's going through. We see that when the Purgles were crazy too.
Oh, Purgles!
I feel because I said this because at the end of season 2, or no, the beginning of season 2, that was when we had the Boba Fett tease at the very end of the first episode, which is ironic enough because last season's first episode was a giant monster attack, which this season is a giant monster attack. But there's always a tease at the end of every first episode. And with the Purgles, that's just inclining me to think that what if Ezra and Thrawn are introduced in this season rather than Ahsoka?
I still think we're gonna get Sabine.
Agreed.
I think so too.
I think because they announced the actress early on and they didn't announce anybody else. I think it
fits the setting.
Yeah.
Would you say it's interconnected?
Oh, shut it!
Is that a Luke term?
No, that's Harris thing.
Get back here, LP. What are you doing?
I don't want to know. It's Mando stuff happened over there.
Hereth. What did you think of the episode?
I agree. I thought we all lost our mind at the Purgles.
Yes.
Star Wars literally said it's the 50th year anniversary of Rebels. We're gonna reward every single Rebels fan this year.
Oh, we're gonna be hit hard with Rebel stuff this year.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that we're talking about Rebels on the podcast,
we didn't just start. We're in the thick of Rebels.
Yeah, we're in. Well, I mean, season 2 is, I think, where it really picks up.
Yeah,
and that's where we're at.
I mean, the season 2 finale is my favorite.
We're about to get there too, because this Thursday we're covering season 2, episode 20, Mystery of Chopper Base, and then we're going to Twilight of the Apprentice.
Twilight of the Apprentice is it's a game changer in that show.
Oh my god!
To be honest,
I remember me when I was 15, 16, bawling.
Dude, I remember
Disney XD.
My thing is that I remember doing content for Rebels when it was first coming out.
Oh, that's a deep cut, Luke. Because Char and I make jokes about it all the time.
Yeah.
You're so old, Luke. Jeez.
I know, right? Coming from the oldest person in the room.
Oh, I miss Luke
and
from
the wisest.
Sith Council videos.
That's very true.
That is the real Luke.
No, it's not. This is what you get is what you. This right here is what you get, and you don't get any better than this.
I miss Luke when he was in like 22 and like.
Dude, I didn't know what I was talking about. Editing, god awful, so bad, but no, it's really like I mean, for Ahsoka, I think we're gonna get a trailer. I think there's gonna be
At
the first pub
Celebration.
trailer at Celebration.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
for sure happening.
That's so funny. I see Joe's in the chat. Ven Skywalker. He missed the Godfried.
Ah, yeah, he missed.
Oh,
What?
you're gonna have to go back. Yeah.
Luke, wait, are you gonna tell that story, Luke? With,
Yes,
with
I am.
Ben?
So Ven was driving, I guess, and he was listening to one of our podcasts while we were live, and Char did his Godfrey, and he goes, "Oh my God, I almost just ran off the road.
I almost got a car accident.
Yeah, I almost got in a car accident."
And I said,
like a
hey, don't blame me. Blame your driving skills.
Yeah.
So,
And
Godfrey's voice.
But no, like back to Mando. It wouldn't surprise me if they brought Ezra and Thrawn in.
I think they'll probably tease it, but I don't know if they'll bring them in yet.
Because I mean, they teased
They already
Thrawn
teased
in
Mando
season 2. So I mean, if they wanted to tease it, they could do it again. But like, why wouldn't you just let that be Ahsoka's thing? You know what I mean?
Everything they've done so far is that they're, of course, Jon Favreau in this last week has teased that they're building to a much bigger story with all these shows. So it's going to be kind of like the MCU of Star Wars building up at some point. But of course, everything they've done in a season is that they'll introduce what's going to happen in either the next show or the next season. They did it with Boba Fett. Did it with Ahsoka. So like things are going to be introduced to this are going to segue into Ahsoka for sure.
What I love, like, because again, I've talked about this with Chase since 21, because again, Ahsoka's been my favorite like show of all these shows. It's like what I love about Chase is they always ground us in conversations about like, you got to remember with Star Wars live action, they have to make it accessible. That is the number one thing with Star Wars live action, because you got to imagine, because Chase puts this perfectly. I'm just going to quote them here. Is you got to imagine there's someone that's watching The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett going, I really like the person with the white lightsabers, so I'm going to watch her show. And they're not going to think to go watch Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you don't want to lose that.
And that's the thing about, because Mandalorian has already been through some Clone Wars flashbacks. Like we've seen the Death Watch taking out some, separatist droids when, Din was rescued by the Mandalorians. But we've never really had any Rebels flashbacks, because everyone just wants Clone Wars flashbacks, but why not Rebels flashbacks?
But like, here's the thing, like, and this is where the Ahsoka conversation kind of comes in, and it's like, I don't want a retelling of Twilight of the Apprentice in live action.
Oh no! But I'm talking.
You know what I mean?
Just like little flashes of things that happened.
Not even just little flashes. I just want
even a tad bit of Rebels. Like, you see how excited we got when we saw the family of Purgles? We exploded.
I mean,
and everybody else is looking like, what? They're a bunch of space whales. What's
whales? What are they doing?
Yeah.
People didn't even. I mean, they were just silhouettes.
No, yeah, but it's like when you see Purgles, when you see this at the very beginning of Mandalorian, you're like, "Whoa, what are those? Let's go find out." And then the only way you can see them is in Star Wars Rebels.
Yep.
And I just love how Filoni's not only connecting it to the Clone Wars, but also Rebels.
Yeah. He's great at that. Like there are so many little Easter eggs. I mean, like the white C-3PO droid, like K-3PO, is that what it is?
I think
so. It is
like,
K-3PO.
That was it. And then of course, like I think IG-11 is the new like Darth Maul.
Wait, was that K-3PO?
Well, it was a droid, looked like it. I mean, had the yellow eyes and the I don't know if it's officially, but
I wish it was E-3PO, the one on Cloud City that said Ichuta.
Ichuta.
How rude.
At least it's a droid like that. And then I think IG-11 possibly like returning somehow.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah,
when they tried to bring him back and he reverted to his old programming, because Queel, did his thing, but now Queel's been gone for a while.
But again, like IG is now like the Darth Maul of like droids. Always returning, but like.
Wait, so are you saying we're getting IG with spider legs in this season?
Oh, can you imagine an IG droid with spider legs?
And it's voiced by Ray Park.
Holy shit!
Oh, Sam Witwer.
No. First of all,
or
you guys
Peter
are very much underselling Taika Waititi's performance in season 1. Let him have the spider legs and be IG.
he can have spider legs. Spider legs is fine. Oh, but you notice like he doesn't have legs yet, and I didn't realize this until this episode is that when they did the display for Mandalorian at Celebration, the Mandalorian experience,
Yes.
the IG droid that they displayed didn't have legs, and I was like, oh, that's weird.
Shit.
Of course, like it wasn't all
Interesting.
beat up, but like I just re-edited and like posted some of that stuff, and I'm like, oh wow, I didn't realize that maybe that was already being set up.
Oh wow, yeah.
Oh yeah, because they would
That's
just have
crazy.
because they probably just destroyed the original prop for Mando season 3.
I feel like it'll be IG-11 to Din as C-3PO was to Chewbacca. IG-11 will just be hanging on Din's back the whole time. And then if
That's
he
actually
starts
quite
sliding
funny.
down, Grogu will just be like, whoop, back to where you were.
That's awesome. But no, man, like, and that wasn't even like there were so many good moments in this episode, like Grief Karga and us seeing the Ithinians and having Grogu be absolutely adorable and trying to make a
The
friend
Anzellans.
and
The chair.
the Anzellans.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that. I mean, there's so many
Bad
things
baby.
that they put. Yeah, bad baby. No, I think the funniest part is when they're outside, and Grief Karga's just like, ask him, and then the one is just standing in the doorway, and it goes, "What do you want?" And it's like, that's hilarious.
Did everybody notice that Grief Karga's cape was being held by
Yes,
droids?
I pointed that out in the reaction.
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
great. It is so
Like
funny.
Lando, Lando's got some work to do because
Yeah, he's got some
Yeah.
competition
There's
because
upper to go.
Grief has some drip.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is just like a lot of the clips that we've seen from the trailer were actually in the first episode.
I had a feeling we'd get the Grogu in the chair one because they usually show like a clip
Yes.
from the first episode.
Uh-huh.
And I figured that's where we would end up there.
And
And
the
it sounded like a
Bo-Katan
good
scene
setup.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Bo-Katan. Yeah, that's right.
Oh man,
Which-
Bo-Katan is like the biggest contention of
Yeah,
fan
Bo-Katan was
of
the
this
meat and
show.
potatoes of this episode.
Wait,
Yeah.
if we're judging, because usually Mando trailers, I just had an epiphany, are usually the first 3 episodes. The second
Yeah.
episode obviously is Din going through the passes. Is the third episode Coruscant?
Oh fuck!
With
If we get
Dr.
Coruscant
Pershing.
right away. Oh, dude, I swear.
know.
Right off the
Coruscant-
bat?
If Coruscant doesn't happen, and it happens when we're in London, and you guys can't get my reaction for that, it's gonna be a sad day.
Whoa, like I said, they usually do the first 3 to 4, so we know it's
Look, don't act like less than a year ago we didn't see Coruscant.
No, but I mean, it's
Also, we
like-
didn't get Luke's best reaction last time either.
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
That would have
But-
been the money one.
Yeah, that would have been the money shot. Anyway, I just like the fact that Mando is taking us into a direction, and I also can't wait for it to blow up in all the sequel haters' faces that, oh, this isn't gonna be anything connected to sequels. Okay,
Everything they're doing right now and all the shows are connecting to that.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the main plot point, and it's
All
like,
the shows
yeah,
are connected to something.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
how Obi-Wan Kenobi was to the original trilogy, just how
Yeah.
Mandalorian is to the sequel trilogy, just how
Yep.
Rebels is to the original trilogy, just like how Clone
Andor.
Wars was. It's like everything has some connective tissue to a trilogy
Don't
or
say
a
it,
part of the
Aerith.
timeline.
Don't say it.
Hereth, no, do not say that really long
No.
word. How much is it?
He's counting
It's
on
got
syllables.
6 syllables. 6 syllables. Do not say that 6
But-
syllable word.
I will not. I was
no.
just doing the funny meme of like imagine all the pins and all the strings.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
Charlie from It's Always Sunny. You know,
Yeah.
this connected with this, and I was just trying to figure it out, and it's just
You know, I'm just trying to
Okay,
interconnect
okay.
with this and this. And this.
Yes. God, I love It's Always
yeah.
Sunny. Can we get an Always Sunny but in Star Wars?
Oh my god.
Wouldn't that be great?
But
I'm like, how would that? I mean, you got enough scoundrels and stuff like that. You need like Hondo and like a bunch of people.
Oh
You
my
know who
God.
would be
Just be-
Frank? You know who'd be Frank? Dex.
Yeah.
Because you'd be old. If you put in the sequel trilogy, he'd be an old geezer. I
So
mean, he's like,
anyway, I
what,
just started
200
blasting.
Yeah,
So-
he's like 200 years old in like in the Padawan book. I'm pretty sure.
Back to Mando talk. But
Detours.
that's that scene with Bo-Katan where she mentions
Oh, yeah.
where Din can find the living
wells.
waters.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, you have to go to the city of Sundari. I swear, because when we did see Sundari in the trailer, but when we see the city and what it looks like now, I'm gonna be so emotional because so
Yeah,
much
it's-
stuff has happened there throughout Clone
Yeah,
Wars with the
yeah.
Maul uprising, with Duchess Satine being overthrew, or overthrown, my bad. And there's so much that happened. And the Lawless, the episode in season 5, my favorite Clone Wars episode, and that is in Sundari. So it's gonna be a huge a walk on memory lane when I see
I mean, and they're setting
everything
us up.
just
They've
barren.
started to describe kind of what the planet might look like, glassed and like poison and everything. That, it's going to be a lot of destruction.
I know, like
Yeah.
the entire fandom's gonna lose its mind when Din just walks through a corridor and it just and it opens up. That specific corridor.
Like in the fact that we saw Sindari get nuked by the Empire in Book of Boba Fett. Like I feel like that was one of the most important shots in that show, to be honest. Because it's like it gave more weight to what we are actually dealing with in Mando. Because you get the gravity of Din saying, yeah, we're jumping from place to place because we don't have a home. And you're like, well, what happened to it? And then it shows you that, and it just hits you like a hammer.
Well, like the best part was they were building this up since Mando season 1, and we're just like,
Yeah.
what was the Night of the Thousand Tears? I was wondering that for the longest time, and then they just drop it in the middle of Book of Boba Fett.
That was great. That was a great. Like, yeah, nobody's gonna watch it, but it's like one of the heaviest scenes in Star Wars, in my opinion, is that scene. Because I mean, you get to see a whole bunch of Mandalorians get taken out by K2SOs.
I mean, it
Like
was
K2
Terminator
units.
2 for Star
KX.
Wars.
Yeah,
KX series.
All right,
Yeah,
stop
that's right.
actualing me. Anyway,
That's right. Only to you, Luke. I only actually you.
God.
Because I'm always ever since I joined the podcast where it was just you and me, I've always had to correct you on almost everything.
Panaka.
So now I just do it on purpose.
Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like we're diving, of course, so much more into Mandalore, and we're gonna get a lot of probably Mandalorian lore.
Yep.
Probably a little bit more into the Vizslas, because I think that's probably going to be a big thing. Because Darksaber barely got brought up. This time around. And Bo-Katan just like freaking gave up. Like Bo-Katan's just like lounging there, like that. It's over.
So here's my thing: is that I think she's playing the long game. I don't think she's out of it. I think she's
going to need to be convinced to get back in the game.
That could be it. That could be it.
I also think it's just she's reverting back to how she was in Rebels of like,
Yeah.
No, I've lost. It's over. Why they don't want me?
Yeah.
Why would I want to be the leader?
No, yeah, you're absolutely right.
And she was doing it because out of a sense of duty, you know. It's like, but if everybody kind of gave up on her, then it's kind of like, well, what's the point? You know, like people are trying to talk about her being like selfish and like that kind of on social media right now, like she's selfish, she's awful, she's this and that. Like she's got a sordid past, but she's trying to like she's a soldier, but trying to do her duty and
she's trying
She
to
makes a lot of
somewhat
mistakes.
redeem herself.
Yeah.
In a sense.
And it's like being an Anakin fan and then having like her Bo and Anakin are very similar.
Yeah.
In the sense of they make the wrong decisions, but they ultimately try to do the best they can at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, yes, she joins Death Watch. Not the greatest move, but it's the move that she made, right?
Yeah.
And she does it because she wants to protect her family. She wants to get back to what Mandalore used to be, right? And it's the impression that gets put on her that is the hardest thing for people to get to wrap their mind around. And it's so weird that people will attack Bo but then defend Anakin. It's like
that's
it
the
makes no
hypocrisy.
sense. Yeah, exactly.
Be consistent with your criticisms.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely. It's just it's not you can't say that Anakin is such a great character and that he has 0 flaws, and then turn around and say the difference. Say that Bo-Katan is a terribly written character. She's terrible. Like, she's not.
Well, that's
It's
I mean
not
that's
true.
basically the terribly written character is basically what they put on like female characters all the time. Is like a
Yes.
I'm just gonna use this catchphrase to to hide the fact of what my real intentions are. in these comments.
Exactly. No, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's ridiculous.
But and again, you don't have to like all the characters.
No.
You can like Anakin and not Bo, but like use the same filters.
Be consistent.
Yeah.
Be consistent.
Exactly.
Yeah, like don't be wrong on both sides.
Right. And my like favorite quote, I forget who said this, of like, so we're going to defend Anakin and Maul and Thrawn until their face turns blue because they're war criminals. But Bo, oh no, fuck Bo. It's like what the fuck? Like, where's the consistency?
Yeah, there is none.
It's just
problem.
they just need something to hate on. But hopefully it'll get some some traction online. So
Apparently.
so we got something to talk about. But I could use less toxicity against female
Yes.
characters.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Agreed. No, yeah, and I think that's a big thing that we as a community really have to be cognizant of.
Yeah.
You can have critiques. That's fine. But be consistent. If you're going to treat one character like in a certain light, then you need to look at all characters in that same light. Just have consistency and don't be an asshole. That's literally it. Be consistent.
sense.
Don't be an asshole. And common sense. That's
Simple
3. You
as
can wrap
that,
them both.
really.
You can literally put all 3 of them together into one. It's just it's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
It's not, but people would be people.
Yep.
It's
But
just-
at
I
least
feel
we have our
bad.
community.
Yeah. I just feel not even just like female characters, but even female creators.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like one of the major pinpoints because they're always second guessed because they
Oh,
are
no.
female. They are a woman, so they always are like, oh yeah, do you really know this much? Do you
Being
have to,
quizzed.
they have to try to double
Yeah.
check everything that they know to
It's-
make it seem like they're a true Star Wars fan. Anybody could be a Star Wars fan. It doesn't matter
Dude.
what you like, what you hate, what you haven't seen, what you have seen. It doesn't matter. You can be a fan, and you don't have. There's no criteria to be a
No,
fan.
yeah. No, yeah, absolutely
And
not.
especially when you have a
Mhm.
guy going up to a girl and starting to quiz her on her knowledge, like Bucky.
Bucky,
Yeah.
The story about her when the guy was talking about Padme, and
it's
she just
glorious.
completely shot him down. It was
Yeah,
amazing. But
Glorious.
the fact that she has to go through that just makes me sick.
It
Um,
sucks. It sucks because it's not only just in the Star Wars community. It happens in Tolkien talk a lot. Like
Any
like,
fandom. Any fandom.
it's ridiculous that women get second guessed just because of their gender. Like that's not how it should be. It just baffles me that people like literally will take a gender and say they don't know anything because they have different genitalia. Like that's so stupid to me. Like that's so dumb. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, Brooke likes to torture people, but that's just for us. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, we like to watch that torture happen.
Oh, it's
We
the
do.
greatest thing.
So-
We do.
Sitting back and
Keep
watching
doing
them
it,
just
Brooke.
completely dunk on them, it's the greatest thing ever. Because
Yeah,
they
it
think
is.
they'll go like the most like basic like trivia, and then they slap back with like the most like a niche thing, and they don't know what to
Yeah.
do, and it's great.
Yeah. It's
I mean, hey, that's one of the reasons why I love like learning and studying Star Wars trivia. I'm like, when the time comes, if there's someone that's toxic, there's someone that's being a dumbass online and making fun of people, I'll unleash.
that's true too. Just don't be a sexist asshole. Don't
Exactly.
Don't
That's all you
be a
gotta do.
misogynist.
Yeah.
Like
Don't
if
be
you
an
start
asshole.
trying to big brain people and make it seem like that they're dumb and you're amazing,
Nobody likes a know-it-all.
tread lightly. Tread
If
lightly.
you want to be a big brain, you're gonna get out big brain. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
We're
The worst-
nice.
Yeah.
Just don't be mean. Don't be an asshole.
Here-
Or you'll
here's the-
see all of us in front of your screen.
here's the other thing. To take a quote from the Phantom Menace, there's always a bigger fish.
Okay.
Or The
I
ability
didn't know
What are we
where
make you
you're
intelligent.
going
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. The hard thing
ability
is
to
that
speak does not make you intelligent.
like that we've been able to on like TikTok and YouTube here create a community that's a little more inclusive and safe when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's the whole like outside world.
Yes.
But hopefully we can kind of grow that bubble as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And invite people into it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that's what I know how to do, at least what I'm trying to also do as
Yeah.
well as all of you.
No, yeah, absolutely, and I gotta commend you for doing that, because it does take it's one thing to start a podcast, but to like grow a community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
the best thing you can have.
that's the hardest thing that you can do, and if you really do care about the community that you are building, then it makes it easier to like keep an eye on things. You know what I mean?
And that's the
And it's just-
positivity we need. It's
yes,
not even just the
exactly.
fact that you like Star Wars, it's inclusiveness.
Yeah,
Including
exactly.
I mean,
everyone.
Lucasfilm's whole thing is Star Wars is for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is. It
Yeah.
absolutely is. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you all are doing the same work, so and of course I know like so many people in the chat are of the same mind. And that's the hard thing is like, growing that community is that like you got a bunch of people shouting and we're trying to create this kind of safe bubble. And of course there's going to be people like Brooke that kind of, take people down, which we need those soldiers to just take people down a notch. But it's tough because when you're trying to be positive, it's like, how much do I fight back or speak out versus just trying to create that, like, what's the balance?
Yeah.
And always trying to find that balance is
it's tough.
It's always work. You're never done with that.
Yeah. You're not just like, and here's the toughest thing is when the whole Rey Skywalker thing is. It's like in there are female content creators that are just like, you're doing the bare minimum. Like Boricua Wookie or Camilla, who's not really in the space anymore. Her biggest thing was like there's more than just Rey Skywalker in the Star Wars universe. There's other women, female creators, and female characters that deserve to have that light shown. And I agree 110% that we need to, like, doing the bare minimum is saying Rey is a Skywalker, which shouldn't even be said. It should be like common knowledge. Like that shouldn't be like, oh, here's a pat on the back. You said Rey is a Skywalker.
Luke,
Like,
no.
that's
It's been 4 years. We can't accept it yet, all right?
Well,
I mean, that was the whole thing with restarting Ray Day, right? Is like to kind of push
Exactly,
that positivity out there and not just like brush it under the carpet. It's like, okay, no, we're gonna display that kind of pride and positivity out there,
because she does deserve it.
Yeah,
she's a very important character throughout the saga. She is.
And you go to like any like Comic-Con or like Disneyland, you see like little girls dressed as Rey.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like it's still a role model out there.
Absolutely. Like, and like with Fennec is starting to become kind of like that character as well, where there's representation of
and also Reva.
Yeah, and Reva. Absolutely. Reva is just, my goodness, her character. I could talk about her character and her story for
we love you,
hours and
Moses
hours.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just, it's tough.
I mean, you think about what's coming up. Like, we've got Bo-Katan this season, hopefully getting a good like story arc. We've got
absolutely.
Ahsoka coming up. We've got the Acolyte. We've got a lot of great things coming up as far as characters are concerned that I'm excited about.
Well, Skeleton Crew also looks good.
Yeah. And it's going to be fighting against a lot of the toxicity out there, but I mean, we're going to be fed well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As far as this content is concerned.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Speaking of Ahsoka, so of course, like, we've got teasing Thrawn, and we've got the possibility of like Ezra and everything else. And I know I made a video about this just kind of jokingly, but that the original Thrawn trilogy, the books, is that like we're in kind of in a similar time period. We're teasing Thrawn. We've got like possible Jedi involved, but now we've got like Ahsoka and the Ghost Crew. I'm really curious if they're going to bring many of those elements, and we've got like cloning happening.
So with Bad Batch, especially with what they're going to do with Mount Tantus when they showed us Mount Tantus at the end of season 1, my fear is that I hope they don't go too far into Heir of the Empire.
I don't think they will. I think they'll borrow maybe, but
because I don't need to see Luke. I don't need to see a clone of Luke Skywalker.
No,
I don't think they're going to bring Luke into it.
Not
at
even
all.
You know what I mean?
Not even just Luke. We don't like. The thing is, like canon Thrawn and Legends Thrawns are like
They're very
completely
different.
Yeah.
They're
and I don't
very
want
different.
them to get melded and blended. I want canon Thrawn to be as complex as he is.
And here's the thing. Dating one of the biggest Thrawn fans has its blessings and its curses. As Alanis would say, or not a Kyber, if you don't follow her on all social medias, go follow her. Shameless club. You're welcome. It does not matter what they do with Thrawn because they're not gonna do him justice. And that's just something that we have to kind of deal with. And that's what she says all the time. And I completely agree with her because Thrawn is such a character. Like anybody that thinks that Thrawn from Heir of the Empire is going to come out, like it's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to go in a different direction with Thrawn.
Yeah, the whole thing with Star Wars, anything that they do with movies or TV, it's always going to be a new story. They're never going to retell a story that's already been told. When they brought in Mandalorians, it's kind of like, okay, Dave Filoni's like, okay, here are the Mandalorian elements from the EU just to have some sort of consistency, but let's tell a completely new story, you know?
Well, I mean,
so I think that's where we're going to get it.
Yeah, I'm glad that they kind of use it for foundation as well.
Yeah.
Not like it's not just a clean slate. They incorporate pieces of that expanded universe Mandalorian lore, and they implement it in a way that it doesn't feel like it's directly from the EU, but they make it their own way to where it feels like it is a new part of the canon.
It should be a springboard. Take inspiration from it and just create new stories out of it.
I mean, if George Lucas were still in charge, he'd just ditch it all and just do whatever he wanted.
Like,
so
I don't want to. This is not my type of story. We'll just move on to where's Dave? We'll give him this story.
And Dave is never going to let Mara Jade happen. Just putting that out there.
No, and I hope not. Just let.
I'm gonna go to Venice Beach and drink a pina colada. So
that sounds great. I mean, I'm not too far away. So,
but I was gonna say on the note of Thrawn. Yeah. Again, I feel like everyone's gonna have their I think when Thrawn shows up in Ahsoka, that's gonna be the discourse that divides. But I have a feeling, I've been saying this forever. I bet money after at least a year after Ahsoka's out, you're gonna get a Timothy Zahn novel that explains what happened with Ezra and Thrawn during those 9 years, and it's gonna connect everything together.
Yeah, I don't think he's been talking about that. He talked about that on a convention.
It was Washington SummerCon.
Okay, yeah. He mentioned something about what he would want to write, and I'm pretty sure he mentioned an Anakin and Obi-Wan story as well.
He mentioned 3 novels. He mentioned an Ezra and Thrawn novel explaining the 9 years, just in case Lucasfilm needs him to explain it. He asked for a Ascendancy book that is completely independent of all the Mandoverse stuff, with Arlani and Eli going as the First Order.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they will give a concise version as to what happened between that time and Ahsoka, but yeah, and also the book would definitely flesh it out more.
Also, what are Thrawn's motivations? Because you can't explore that in visual media as well as you can with a book.
Yeah, and Ezra and Thrawn has been one of the most sought after stories.
Yeah.
So, as of yet in Star Wars.
And to kind of bring it back to what they can pick and choose from EU. Definitely they're gonna do the whole Palpatine cloning. That's already been established. That was established by The Rise of Skywalker. But I feel like they're gonna give it more of a explanation, which I feel like is needed. Because all of this, I feel like, is a counterpoint to Poe just saying somehow Palpatine returned. Mm-hmm. That quote right there set off the entire Mandoverse, in my opinion. Because I feel like they're trying to not necessarily backtrack, but make that statement kind of flip on its own head.
I've said this before as well. Mandoverse is for what the sequels was, whereas Clone Wars for the prequel.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's just giving it more context and making that story more fleshed out and make more sense. Because if you do watch the sequels, they're my least favorite of the bunch. But
Not me though.
Not me either.
But like I okay. Here's what I will say. I like the sequels for what they are. I actually enjoy them for what they are. I can see the inconsistencies that everybody else sees. I just don't harp on them as much as other people do.
Wait, Luke, you don't hold your expectations from 7 years ago against a movie trilogy? What? No,
it's kind
impossible.
of it's kind of like Kenobi, like how oh god, Remy's in here. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, Luke. I mean, that's completely fine that the sequel trilogy is not like your most favored or whatever. I mean, I have the OT, I have the sequels, and I have the prequels. The prequels, I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but it does not cloud my judgment. I think the sequels are a lot better written, a lot better directed, and that's just me.
So the prequels came out when I was in college, which was not a good time for like the Phantom Menace to hit when you're 19 years old. That is not the age that you want to see like Jar Jar and like all these things going on. So of course I didn't like them in the beginning. Like Revenge of the Sith was fine. But then of course, like, as the years go on and then a lot of the books, the Clone Wars come out, like my appreciation developed and like now I can like fully enjoy them. But in the beginning I was not there. But once that universe got expanded, like then when I'm actually in that movie, I've got all these other sources coming in for that enjoyment. Essentially, like what we're building now is going to happen with the sequels a bit. But yeah, like I Luke the same way with when it comes to for you and the sequels. Like that for me was the prequels.
Yeah.
And like honestly, like the prequels, the underlying story is brilliant. The execution is not. As far as storytelling.
That's my thing. I think it's the execution of the storytelling. I think is my biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna let that ruin my enjoyment of those movies because I do genuinely enjoy those three movies. I just don't connect to them as much as I do
also
the rest
just
of this.
think with the prequel trilogy, same with the sequel trilogy, like all the negative discourse has been talked about to death to the point where you're just like we're not just gonna rehash the same 30 points you've heard for the last how many years now?
Yeah.
But they're relentless. They're relentless. We just got to keep on reminding them and just stand our ground.
Yep. Pretty much.
I mean, like, when you're talking back to them, you're basically like yelling into an empty void. So
absolutely,
you just got to speak your thing and kind of ignore the rest a lot of times.
Agree to disagree.
What I did, I think it was on an episode of Podwans, or was it High Ground? No, it was High Ground. I remember as a joke. I don't know why. It was before my era. I decided for shits and giggles for doing the Clone Wars season 1 and 2, I decided to go to theforce.net and use the Wayback Machine and go all the way back to 2008 and see if the discourse was the same. And it was literally the exact same points as we see right now.
Oh man, 2008 feels like it was only like a couple years ago.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
When 900 years old you reach, have as much hair you probably will.
No, I definitely will. I'm not dying. I'm dying with a full set of hair. But anyway,
I can see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Luke's gonna be like Fabio.
Ooh,
yeah.
No.
The Fawns.
Like,
what about the Fawns? I'd rather be the Fawns.
I can't believe it's not Obi-Wan.
God. Maybe it's Obi-Wan. Anyway.
Fabio.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. That's there you go, Luke. That's a life goal right there.
Luke's gonna be bald next year.
Oh, Remy.
Oh no. I've got some tips for you, Luke. Don't worry, I got you covered. And you've always got cosplay ready.
Yeah.
You've always got an option.
That is true.
Simple. You just get some headphones. You just
they
just need to be silver.
Nick, I'm gonna be so disappointed if you don't show up to London and a Lobot outfit.
Oh my god, you gotta do it now. You have to do it now.
I mean,
you can
connect with Chris.
You can literally get white pajama pants and like bound
the
it.
puffy sleeves, the little puffy sleeve thing.
Yeah.
Literally like $100 cosplay,
sleeves.
just like cheap bones. I don't care how you do it. I just
want
to see
you don't
it.
even have to change out of your clothes when you go to bed that night. Like you're gonna wear that cosplay that day. I'll just sleep in it. It's my pajamas.
I don't know how Sarah will feel about that. Like, just go to bed and, like, she's like,
All
good
the-
night. And I
all
just
the
give, like, that
con
blank stare.
sweat.
Still in character.
Yeah, no, you have to fall asleep standing up. Like you have to
Oh,
deactivate.
no. I mean, that could happen at Celebration, different time zone.
Oh yeah, but it'll be
8 hours.
interesting. It'll be interesting.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be good.
It'll be great.
Nothing
Yeah.
makes me happier than when Remy comes in here to destroy Luke's confidence.
Isn't that
Well-
what typically happens in your D&D game, Luke?
We don't have time to talk about Disaster Crew.
So anyway, I know we can like ramble on, but by the way, everybody, next week, I've got JJ, Cat Lady JJ, and
Yes.
Mandalorian coming on.
There you go.
For Secret Transmissions. That's gonna be fun.
Oh
I
yeah.
love those two. Great people.
Exactly. I thought they would pair nicely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And some of the people in the chat, we definitely need to talk and get you on here because see some fun
Impossible,
people.
Remy. I don't believe you.
That is true. There is no. Yes, this is very true. Yeah, me and Remy are best buds in D&D, but I will not be indulging any further into that.
Luke, I feel everyone on purpose wants to be your nemesis.
Yes.
I don't know why. I'm generally a nice guy.
Luke, the things I have working in my game against you is just it's just interesting. That's all I'm gonna
Oh.
say.
You create entertainment.
Yes.
I try.
Exactly.
So by people throwing things at you, you create your good entertainment. So I think that's the
As a
That's-
dungeon
No.
master, you just want to torture Luke. It's just you just got to get it out of the way and just for the entertainment. For the
I
party.
don't know about that one.
See how much torturing is gonna enjoy. Who's gonna be in torturing too? I have no idea what I was trying to say there. but
What?
we'll
Was
roll
that
with it.
English?
but you're torturing us with your English.
Yes, that's exactly what is happening. But yeah.
Speaking backwards already.
Oh yeah.
You're getting old.
Yeah, you're
The
gonna be speaking
dementia
riddles
starting
and-
to starting to seep in already.
Luke, give us your
it's gonna
best
make the
Yoda
Podwans
impression.
a lot of fun. Yeah, that was it was
Oh,
pretty good.
Jesus.
Luke,
Yeah.
give us your best Yoda impression.
No.
I'm
Not
scared.
not-
No, you'll say no. Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Luke, calm down. You shall.
No.
Jar. Stick it up your
Let
ass.
us fight
you should.
war with Clone Wars. Yeah.
Begone.
Anyway.
That
Alright.
is why you fail.
There you go.
Fail. I have not.
Oh
No.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. We could just have a whole fucking podcast of you guys just
All right.
talking about you.
Mother
So,
God.
Oh no.
That's it's a great note to end on, though. Like ending with terrible impressions.
Absolutely.
I want to thank the three of you for coming on, especially
Yeah.
like my second episode, and so
Absolutely.
young. I'm a youngling on this now.
Oh yeah,
um,
absolutely.
Oh, trust me, Nick. In like a year and a half, no time split, you're gonna look back at these early episodes and go, "What the fuck was that?"
Yeah.
I'm already thinking that from last week, so
Oh,
I'm
well.
already there.
Well, I
Don't
can't
worry.
wait. I can't wait for you to
From
think
here
about
on
what
out,
the
from
fuck
here on
this
out,
episode
Nick,
was.
it's only going up.
Yeah,
I
it's only going
promise.
up.
You have to
That's
get
good.
through the torture that is the first episode.
As
and then
yeah,
once
as a
you're
person
out of
that's
it,
been
you're
part
good.
of a podcast for well over a year now, it only goes up.
Yeah, it only goes up. And welcome to the space.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you.
Thank you. My pleasure. And of course, most of you in the chat know Podwans. So, subscribe to all their channels. Check out the Podwans. And of course, you're going to be coming out with, is your Mando reaction already out? Or is it coming
Yep,
out?
Mando reaction was released earlier today. We are going to be getting into our StreamYard here soon with Remy and reacting to the Bad Batch.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's going to be great. You're going to want to see that reaction, everybody.
Yeah, that'll be a good one, and that will come out tomorrow afternoon, and also be on the lookout for our chopper base episode tomorrow, also with Simmer Emily.
Look,
She
I'm
will
never
also be
gonna
on.
deny watch time on YouTube. This one's gonna be good, but the next one is just, that's what we're all waiting for.
Yeah,
It's always the next one. I've got my Mando reaction out as well on YouTube. And my Bad Batch, right after this, I'm going to be editing it and releasing that. But again, thank you everybody for joining. Of course, like and subscribe, share. I appreciate all of you, and I hope to see you next Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, watch Mando ahead of time. Don't worry about Bad Batch. But we will see you there. Same bat time, same bat channel. Again, I know, wrong. I know it's Fulcrum out, but you know, I gotta
actually.
Actually, you don't know Star Wars.
Actually, that's DC. That's not Star Wars.
Yeah.
That is not Star Wars.
There you go. That was it. That was the finale right there. Thank you, everybody.